And we were trying to learn what are the issues for urban disaster recovery and response, especially the lessons from Haiti and from Pakistan highlighted that a lot of our skill set and our skills and experience are rurally derived. You know, we talk about working in the field work. It's not the field, it's a neighborhood. And that may seem like a small point to make, but actually that makes a profound difference about how you think. You assume a community is a group of people who've lived for hundreds of generations in a small village. Great, wonderful. You know, as we know, an urban area is different. You know, and a community might be a community of practice. For almost every assumption we might think about urban, you know, it might be different for rural, okay? My proposition is our humanitarian system is rurally derived, and we need to think differently. And that's not a surprise, I think, to anybody. And so that was the basis for this paper that Alnap, you know, set up, all right? They'd written one in 2008, and this was an update for that, okay? We've talked cash a lot, all right, these last couple of days. So these, I'm hoping you just love cash? No, you don't, do you? No. Okay.
Yeah, it's not very useful now. As Arwa mentioned, if there are some money given to the family, the father would take the money, get drunk, or take all the money from the family, and they will leave the family with no money. But with the food items, maybe what can you do? I'm with you on that. We face some cases like this.
No, I'm with you. But again, I mean, do we know how many? Is it all? Is it a small number? I mean, the evidence is growing that cash is a very effective way of distributing money, which is not perfect. No one's saying it's perfect, right? No one's saying it's perfect for a second. I was reminded you were saying about distributions, people saying, actually, we prefer money.
If the preconditions for implementing cash programs, then cash is highly efficient, of course, because when you compare this, for example, with food you have a loss of 30 to 35%. With NFIs, you have a loss of 10 to 20%, whereas cash is very often below 5.
So you've got to get it there. Many people sell food once you've got it because they've got the cash. That's a typical story around the world. Justin?
Yeah, I think instead of giving real cash, we give them vouchers.
That's certainly a common approach, cash as well and vouchers. And as we said 2 days ago, I think M-Pesa and other uses of cash.
Cash will be much better than voucher because voucher you will make this specific to one specific supplier.
Yeah. And you know what comes down to, sorry, just to say good assessment, right? Good assessment and based on accountability, probably to your donor as well, actually. So part of the mix, the level of accountability in cash and what you want to spend it on. And we know it's a mix. Like any tool, right? The summary is this. Use the right tool at the right moment. They can be used rightly or wrongly, right? All right, aid as investment. The idea is, you know, a lot of money short term. Where do we use it to invest? Meaning, you know, we got a relief, obviously, but then how can we do that? You know, one thing, again, buy things where you can. Buy locally where you can. It may be a pretty good assumption. There will always be exceptions, right? That's what I'm going to say next. It may be a pretty good assumption that in an urban area, you can buy stuff rather than importing it. There will be exceptions, I know that. Okay, but it's not a bad starting point. It's not a rural setup anymore. It's a city or a town. You know, that's where you get culture, commerce, cash competition, goods, clever people, blah, blah, blah. That's where you get it concentrated, okay?